Yesterday I heard that the Senate got a briefing about me, and what they were briefed about is like what they should say if someone asked them about me, and what some people believe, which is that I want to kill a lot of people and that we release COVID-19, and that the world can't find out that Americans release COVID-19 because that would hurt our alliances or something like that. Which, was it Americans that released it? I don't know. But so apparently the Senate got primed before this Lloyd Austin vote, but they were also told Lloyd Austin won't be involved with anything related to me and that you can still vote for him. And as you guys know, Lloyd Austin got confirmed with only 2 nay votes. The problem is, you can act like foreign governments don't know what the situation is, but foreign governments do know what the situation is, and Lloyd Austin makes our military less prepared. Our military needs to be prepared from day one to do war, and we need to be prepared to do war in a badass way. And you can say, well, Lloyd Austin's not our entire military. He's not who will actually lead our military, and yeah, he is. He's the leader. And I think that picking him is an affirmative action choice that's a political choice that sounds good from a headlines perspective for the Democratic Party, but what it actually does is it makes America less safe. So, I don't know if you guys remember, I just recently said that the South Africa strain of COVID-19 was not going to be stopped by current vaccines. That's what I said, and generally what happens when I say something publicly that people don't like that I said, because I said that the politicians kind of know about it and they're kind of keeping it a secret because they're trying to make people not panic. What happens is something comes out in the news the next day that contradicts what I said. And so after I said it, immediately in the news, oh, it looks like all the vaccines are going to be effective against the new variants of COVID-19. I promise, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. A bunch of news stories came out the exact next day. And you know what I said in response to those stories? My people don't agree with you. They don't agree with your assessment of the situation. You know what I found out today? I saw it in a CNBC article, which probably no Americans actually read CNBC except for finance people. And it says, here's the title: Dr. Fauci says COVID vaccines appear to be less effective against some new strains. And it's specifically talking about the South Africa strain. And he says that like we can change the vaccines to work on the new strain relatively quickly, which my understanding is it's about 6 months if we actually want to be safe about it, or be almost safe, because is Pfizer safe? That's the thing about the American government that thinks that I'm always, like, they don't take me seriously ever. Like, they act like I haven't proven it over and over again, but that's probably because most people in the government don't actually know about what's happened behind the scenes. Like, I am a secret. Like, the stuff that's happened with me is a secret. These people are working very hard to have a secret. That's why they're talking to the Senate and they're going, okay, you guys need to help me violate the Constitution. That's what they're telling these senators. And here are your talking points if anybody asks about him. So what I'm trying to say is the government is censoring to protect their own asses, and they're not censoring to protect the American people, but they're saying they're protecting the American people. So they're trying to get all these senators on board, and I don't think the Senate should be on board with these people. I think you guys should, I mean, Lloyd Austin is an American. He's loyal to the United States. He's also a national security threat. And he's also someone that is going to make our country not prepared for war. Like, he's not even close to the most intellectually capable person in the United States. He's a political choice. And so, yeah, the first black Secretary of Defense, that's great to hear. But what it actually is our country is far, far, far weaker militarily than ever. And you can say, our military is great. We spend so much money on the military. Yeah, we do. Where's the vaccine? Like, is biological warfare not a part of the military? I mean, that's the thing about, like, the military is so advanced, blah, 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 blah. Then why aren't you guys coming out with vaccines? I mean, that's the thing. Like, our military is so freaking arrogant. And that's, if there's anything, what's rule number 1 about war? Always leave room. Like, it's like everyone wants to stand 6 feet apart, right? So when you go to a restaurant or when you're standing in line at Panda Express, everyone is exactly 6 feet apart, right? Standing on the dots. You know where I am? I'm actually 8 feet apart from everyone. You know what happens when I'm 8 feet apart? Everyone scoots close to me. They want to get close to me. I just gotta, like, why do you have to be 6 feet apart from me? If I'm purposely trying to be 8 feet apart, are you in line? No, I'm standing off to the side because I'm trying to be 8 feet away from you. Why do you have to be 6 feet away from me? It's because Dr. Fauci says 6 feet apart is fine. Everyone says 6 feet apart is fine. Well, I say, I don't care what he says. I want to make sure I'm 8 feet apart. You know what? That's how our military should be. We shouldn't say, okay, 6 feet apart is fine. We should say, why not be 10 feet apart? Why not be overboard? Why not be extra careful? And the reality is that you guys have some allies in Europe that are not our allies. They want to be our allies. You know why? Because they're screwed without us. I have a list of countries that I want to ally with for World War III. And I don't plan on actually launching World War III, except I was going to launch it on the Middle East. I was going to launch it on a bunch of oil countries. So countries that have oil, I was going to attack them, and I was going to take their oil with my allies. And here, I'll put my list of allies on the screen. And so we create this alliance, which doesn't include Germany and France. It doesn't include a lot of powerful countries. We launch an attack to take all the oil in the Middle East. And then we don't try to attack Germany and France, but if they want to attack us, then it escalates. But apparently no one can think out. England's not on that list. England has had so many freaking spies in the United States that there's no way they can be on our list. You know who else has had that many spies? Israel. Israel has had so many spies in the United States that they will not be my ally during World War III. They will be screwed because they're not going to be able to desalinate water because they're not going to have any energy. Because I will ruin their economy so much. They can go hang out with the Middle East and come fight us if they want oil. So the reality is, I have an actual plan for the survival of the United States and the survival of our allies. The military has a plan for the long-term destruction of our natural resources and for mediocrity. And that's what we have just done by choosing Lloyd Austin. Is we chose mediocrity. And you know what you also chose is someone that is very against the cornerstone of the United States, which is my people. And at some point you have to realize that. At some point you have to stop being so freaking arrogant. At some point you have to stop acting like you actually understand science and realize that we understand science so much more than you. Night and day. But, everyone can draw pictures and say, this is how it works. And then everyone will say, oh, yeah, I understand science. I understand mRNA vaccines. Yeah, I understand. They're perfect. Everything's fine. Pfizer's dangerous. Pfizer's dangerous. You're never going to admit it because you spent so much money on Pfizer vaccines. They're dangerous. But hey, I have no problem with Pfizer selling their vaccines overseas. But I have a problem with Americans taking them. You know why? Because I think they're going to kill Americans. But we can all act like everything's fine.